Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Isabel Garcia. We have breaking news for you tonight. President Biden making the historic announcement today. He's stepping away from his re-election efforts and supporting Vice President Kamala Harris as the Democratic nominee for president. His decision came amid growing pressure from many in his party after last month's disastrous debate performance. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand is at the White House with the latest developments.
President Biden has dropped his bid for re-election. In a statement, the president said in part, quote, "While it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term." His change of heart comes 1 month ahead of the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. Jamie Harrison is the chair of the DNC.
I am emotional about the president's decision because this president, Joe Biden, has been a transformational president. He's been a great leader. He's a good man, a decent man who has done so much for this nation, but so much to see us as people, to value us, to fight for us.
In his statement, President Biden says he's offering his full support and endorsement of Vice President Kamala Harris to become the Democratic presidential nominee. Former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton are also backing Vice President Harris. By this weekend, more than 36 Democratic lawmakers had called for the president to exit the race following last month's debate. Delaware Senator Chris Coons, one of the president's closest allies and co-chair of the Biden-Harris campaign, called this a critical moment in American history.
This was a very difficult decision, and one that I think reflects the very best of who Joe Biden is. The challenge of seeing this moment and of recognizing what was in the best interest of the nation was a significant challenge. I still believe he could have beaten Donald Trump, but I also know that what he's done today is in the best interests of our nation.
President Biden made the decision while recovering from COVID-19 at his home in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, where voters say they support the move.
I think he made the right decision. I think it was very brave of him.
I just think it's a little shocking at this stage of the game with, 13 weeks left until an election. I think that a lot of people knew there was going to be some big issues here for a long period of time.
The DNC says in coming days, the party will undertake a transparent and orderly process to move forward as a united Democratic Party. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
And with all eyes on President Biden announcing he has withdrawn from the race, the big question, of course, is what happens next? With President Biden endorsing Kamala Harris to be voted in as the next name on the ballot, local experts say it's not that set in stone. Gio Battaglia joining us now in studio after speaking with a political science professor. Gio, what have you learned?
Isabel, Timothy Neeland is a political science professor at Nazareth University. Today he told me that President Biden's decision does not come as a shock. He says it was clear that Biden was already losing the support from his own political party after the presidential debate at the end of June. With polls hurting the likelihood of the Democratic Party winning, Neeland says the down ballot of Congress, Senate, and the House could have been impacted as well, adding the decision to find a new candidate was imperative. Isabel, as you mentioned, President Biden and 2016 Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton have endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris, who recently announced via social media her intention to earn and win the nomination. Now, while the Democratic Party can make suggestions on whose name they want to see at the top of the ticket, Neeland tells me it is in the hands of the delegates. He explained to me more of what will happen next.
They get to decide who the nominee is going to be. And the procedure is such that she's still, to get on the ballot for the delegates to vote, just collect so many signatures. And it could be that, someone else also collects some signatures. There could be an actual battle at the convention for who gets the nomination.
And we will take a much deeper dive into what Biden's withdrawal means for the 2024 election coming up on News 8 at 11. Neeland tells me, however, for right now, everything is in motion. Isabel, back to you.